What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. How are you? I am. Let me see. Let me see. Let me make sure I am prepared. I am flying solo tonight. So let's get to it. Give you all a couple minutes. All right. Who we got in here? We got anybody in the house? Give it a minute. See who tunes in. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. You here? Pop in the comments because I won't know you are here if you don't say hello. Turn my reader off. All right. So if you know anything about me, one thing I am punk shoe. Well, I do not do lateness. So I gave it a couple minutes. And rule number one in the entertainment game is the show must go on. So I am Karonna Hosey, not Corona, Karonna. I am the creator of the Blowing Bubbles podcast. I had a guest lined up and I got a last minute cancellation. So guess what? Here I go. Y'all stuck with me. And got somebody. Let's see. People are texting me. I'm live now. All right, all right. Tap into the comments. Let me know you are there. Drop your name and your city. Where you from? Where you watching from? All right, so I am going to kill another minute or so, I'm going to play some music. I hope you can hear it. So I kind of need your interaction. So you can let me know if you can hear it. Drowning in my pain, I'm reflecting back on happiness. It's a shame. All of my memories include you. Can y'all hear? There's no escape. We share the blame. Does it really matter? We had so many plans, chasing forever. Gave so much of myself, made you my everything. Now there's just emptiness where you used to be. Tried to take back my strength. I can make it on my own. Still, I don't want to. You're all I've ever known, and I'll never. All right. That was just a little bit of something that I wrote some years ago. Just been clicking through my Dropbox and came across that, and I couldn't remember the words. So initially I just had the instrumental, and it bothered me that I could not remember the words. So yes, I am a songwriter. I sing sometimes. That is not an aspiration though. I am a realtor, a real estate broker. I'm licensed in Georgia, Kansas, and Missouri, and soon to be Nevada. I am a mother of 4, nana of 5. So yes, I have 5 grandbabies. I am an all-around entrepreneur. I am a new podcaster. So I'm still working out the kinks. I appreciate those of you who tuned in. I can see on the counter, it's showing me that there are some people, but I can't see who it is. I don't see any of that. So you gotta let me know in the comments that you are here. If you have any questions, engage, man. This is gonna be real short because I had a whole show planned with a guest and that did not work. So one thing about entrepreneurship, when you have a vision and you have a dream, that is your thing. Don't get frustrated and discouraged when others don't jump onto the bandwagon of your dream. That is yours. If God gave it to you, it is for you. It's up to you to execute it also. So if people don't show up, people close to you, people not close to you, don't give you the level of support that you think you need or deserve, is it your vision or not? It's that simple. I happen to be like so sold out to my plan. I do get tired, but this is me. I'm gonna stay blowing bubbles. I'm gonna stay popping. I'm gonna take this back on the road. I did a lot of content last year and the first part of this year in different parts of the country, and I had some technical issues and lost all my content that I had been building up. So that's when I started to do the live videos because I lost all my content. You've got to be prepared when you take on entrepreneurship to experience the hills, the valleys, the what ifs, the worst case scenarios, because the law says if it can happen, it will. And yeah, losing all content made me start doing lives. I don't really like doing lives, so this is a big challenge for me. I joined an organization called Toastmasters International because I don't really like to talk to or in front of people so much. I'll sing all day long on stage, but I don't like talking. So this is something that, and I'm comfortable. I'm not scared. Like public speaking is the number one fear in the world for people. I'm not afraid. I just don't like to. So I have gotten to that place in life where, man, I'm taking on all challenges as it relates to my personal growth and eliminating other challenges that hinder my personal growth, my professional growth, my spiritual growth, my mental growth. If it looks like it's, an unnecessary challenge, nah, I gotta go. And I encourage all of you to, hey Matthew, what's up, my bestest? Oh my gosh. That's what I'm talking about. That just made my night. Oh my gosh. So one thing that man, my partner, he just made my night. I have had the most amazing friends my entire life. And that's one of them. That's one of them. I love you, bruh. Oh man, I'm stuck. Oh man, I'm stuck. So Matt, Matthew. Nobody else in the world calls him that. I just call him that. Y'all probably can't get away with it, but yeah, man, you got to be able to pivot when you have a vision, you have a dream, you have a goal. Lay that thing out, write it out, write the vision and make it plain, and you have to lay down the foundation, lay down the plans. I remember the day. I remember several times in my life I decided that I wanted to be a real estate agent. And I was living in Youngstown, Ohio, and a friend of mine was an agent, and she gave me the good, the bad, and the ugly. I was like, probably don't want to do that. Um, then when I moved to Las Vegas, I wanted to do real estate. I wanted to sell real estate, and people were really getting murdered. There were a lot of agents getting raped and killed. I said, I probably don't want to do it. So fast forward, I moved to Atlanta, and everything lined up. And I found that that is something that worked for me. I love it. I have a passion for it. I have a talent for it as well. It comes easy for me. It doesn't come as easy for others. The state of Georgia has about 50,000 licensed agents right now. So people ask me all the time, how can they get into real estate? They say, I want to do real estate. Yeah, that's when I start to ask them why. Everybody can't um, everybody can't do this. This is not for the faint of heart. It costs a lot of money to be an agent. Whether you make money or not, you got to pay money to be an agent, and that's a fact. No matter what, you have to be licensed for so many years before you're eligible to be a real estate broker. So therefore, you have to hang your license with a broker, and that broker is going to charge you a fee. So whether you're selling houses or not, you're going to pay some money. You got to pay the MLS fees just to have access to the homes. So a lot of people don't understand the things that go into being an agent. It is expensive, and it's a commission-based business. So you only eat what you kill. And I just took on the mindset that it's hunting season, and I never look back. So I am a broker. Um, like I said, licensed in multiple states. I'm a retired, semi-retired carpenter. So it made sense for me to make that transition. Um, I don't know. Okay, what's the question? I'm trying to watch the comments too. Oh man, it's okay. You on here, brother? You on here? Um, yeah, I don't know really what to say. I'm just me. If you have any real estate related questions, I will be happy to answer. My most common question that I get right now, aside from somebody wanting to get into the business, is questions about the market. Last year it was super crazy. People were bidding well over list price. People were waiving appraisal contingencies. They were waiving home inspection. Not ever one single time would I advise a client to do that. I always represent my client like uh, fiercely. I'm a very strong negotiator. And so the one thing that people ask the most is, when's it going to crash? How long do I think it's going to crash? It's not going to be a crash. Get that out of your head. Buckle down. The ride is far from over. So what happened in 2008 was a different level of corporate greed that led to um, the crash. It was not solely what gets blamed a lot is the subprime market where anybody could get a mortgage, no matter what your credit score was. If you pretty much had a social security number, I don't even know if you had to have a social security number. Anybody breathing could get a mortgage. People have to live somewhere, so I don't say that that is the sole cause for the collapse of the housing industry. What happened is there were adjustable rate mortgages. If you had a mortgage of $700 a month, you would have that mortgage payment for about 2 years. And then that third year, that's when that adjustable rate kicked in and people's mortgages would double and they would triple. And their income did not increase as rapidly as their mortgage payment. So people were losing their homes at an extremely high rate. So those programs became federally outlawed. That cannot ever happen again in the United States, probably nowhere in the world. So that's why we can't see that same thing. So after COVID, it became very apparent that we were in a housing shortage, and that was one of the things that caused the spike. Supply and demand drives pricing in any market. I don't care what you're selling. You're selling bubble gum. If it's a shortage, it's going to drive the prices up. So we had investors come in, and this is all over the country. There were programs, on one hand, there were programs for lease purchases. These companies like Home Partners America, Divvy, Trio, they would represent a buyer. They'd give a buyer an approval amount. They also waive the appraisal. So if I was a client under, let's say, Divvy, it's Divvy, you can look it up. If I was a client under Divvy and I was approved for, let's just say, $400,000 to purchase a house, Divvy would approve me for that amount. They didn't necessarily approve the house. So they waived the appraisal amount. And people who were tired of losing bids on houses, they started to go shopping for homes in a $300,000 neighborhood. So they would shop below their approval amount and still pay at their maximum. That was one of the things that drove prices up. The next thing that drove prices up were the corporate investors. The corporate investors pay cash, close in 7 to 14 days. They also don't have an appraisal contingency. They drove the prices up. So if you're a homeowner and your house is listed for $200,000 and somebody offers to pay you $225,000 cash and close in 2 weeks, but you got this sweet family that comes through and they have a FHA loan and they have down payment assistance that's going to take 60 days and they might not close, whose loan are you going to take? Whose offer are you going to take? So those are some of the things that I experienced that drove the prices up. Um, I wish I had some questions. Hey, Charlene. She said, I certainly represented for her. I did sell her a house. Charlene's transaction was interesting. Charlene's, when I represented Charlene, we had one house under contract, and I was actually threatened during this transaction. Um, this agent was full of himself. He was. I've never known anybody in person who was that narcissistic like this guy. But this guy had him and his so-called contractor. They not kind of, they literally threatened me, but they didn't know who I was. That's all I'll say about that. So we moved on. I got her money back off of that house, and we moved on, and I sold her something else. So you experience a lot of things as an agent. Um, yeah, I've had people screaming at me, like a lot of people, and I'm blessed to not look like my age or my story, what I've been through. But a lot of people look at me and think I'm a little girl or a young girl, and so I've had a lot of agents speak to me in a condescending manner. Um, so yeah. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, a lot of agents, they'll try you. I've gone in homes to show a house, and there be squatters in there. You've got to worry about your safety. Um, there's a lot of things that can happen to you. And I've also, on the flip side, I've also put a lot into serving my clients, especially buyers, and then they can just bail on you. Some of them will go buy from another agent after you serve them for however long. Some buyers will call you or text you, hey, I just decided to sign another lease, so I'll come back and call you next year. And you've shown them 30 houses in 7 counties and spent 12 tanks of gas. You don't get that back. So being a real estate agent, you really have to love what you do, because you will be mad out in these streets. Like, for real. Yes, God is so good. Um, there's a lot of different loan products. There's a way that if you can get a USDA loan, the only way to get a USDA loan is to be in a rural area. So the population has to be at a certain level. And you can look at USDA.gov and follow the prompts to get to that. USDA is a 100% loan, and you can literally build a house from the ground up using a USDA loan. But you got to be in a, you will not get a loan in the city, not even the suburbs. It's like the suburbs of the suburbs. So if you about that country life, holla at me. I'd be happy to coach you through it. Right now, the way that I set my business up, I don't deal with traditional buyers anymore. I needed a break from that. So I only deal with like the large investment firms, and yeah, that's where I'm at, for right now. But my knowledge is still my knowledge, and I would love to help anybody. If you need some guidance, if you need a referral to an agent, I got you. I won't let you get taken advantage of. And that's any state. I can tell you some of the questions to ask an agent, how to hire a good agent, the things to look for, the things to look for in a house. And that's one of the things that strengthened my business. Being a carpenter, I can spot things that every agent can't. Um, and I always advise that my clients hire a home inspector after we're under contract. But the thing is, the home inspector is costing no less than $300. So the last thing that I want to do is have my clients not be advised, and then they keep spending $300 on a home inspection. So I do my own inspection. That's one of the things that set me apart. Um, I do a lot. I do a lot for my clients. I've come in and patched holes in walls, helped paint when my clients are selling. I've done a lot. Totally remodeled one house. I'll never do that again. But yeah, I go above and beyond for my clients. because I love what I do, and I've been gifted. So that's what I do. I am not really working in music like I used to, but I'm still connected. Um, I still write. I'm more writing my sisters. I got a circle of sisters, and they have encouraged me to write. Finally, start sharing my truest story. So I'm writing a book. Be on the lookout for that. Ah, the unicorn. That's right. That's right. I am writing a book. I have lived through a lot, and I'm here. I'm still smiling, and I stay smiling. Um, I wish somebody had some questions. I'm just rambling. I don't really know what to say. I really had a dope interview planned. Um, oh, one thing that I do want to point out, one thing that comes up a lot when you are doing a real estate transaction, and let's just say I'm representing you as your agent. One thing that people get sensitive about is their business, their finances. Um, your agent, unless you divulge that information, your agent will never know your financial situation. All your agent is going to know is how much you are approved for and the type of financing that you have. That's it. I don't ever get people's pay stubs. I don't ever get people's bank statements. I don't know how much they made the last 2 years. That's not what a real estate agent does. A real estate agent, unless they have a mortgage loan officer license, they should not ever be advising you on a loan. We can give you high level information, but that is it. That is beyond our expertise, and we should stay in our lane. Everybody stay in their lane. The lender shouldn't be telling you about houses, and I shouldn't be telling you about points and interest rates. No, I'm not going to do that. I can tell you what products. I know the products. I study my industry very much, so I know the products that are current. I stay current on my education. So I also like to work with, when I'm working with finance buyers, I also like to work with specific lenders. And when your agent tells you they want you to work with a specific lender, you might want to trust your agent. You might want to trust your agent. So, yes, 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 yes. But I am really excited. I can see numbers on the screen. So I do have a few people on. Hey, Tracy. Okay, NACA. Thanks for the question. I really, really want you guys to ask questions. So here's what I know about NACA. NACA is one program. It's Neighborhood Association of Community something. NACA is a way for the average person who's having trouble saving down payments for a home to buy a home. NACA, it can be a great thing. I have closed several loans with NACA in transactions. NACA, though, can take a long time, like sometimes up to 2 years. So, and I haven't heard of anybody. They tell you can do it in as little as 3 months. I've never heard it. Not saying it can't happen, but it is a good program. It is a very, very, very good program. Let me say that. My only issue with NACA is it takes a long time. So if you represent, like I'm an agent, if I'm representing the buyer, it's going to be like frustrating. But if I'm representing a seller and a NACA offer comes across my desk, I'm probably going to steer my client, my seller, toward taking that offer because they have a very high close ratio. You literally can come out of pocket with nothing. So it's a way to buy a house. You don't pay down payment, you don't pay closing costs, you don't pay anything, and you get the prime interest rate. So NACA, Nancy Apple Charlie Apple. Look up NACA and go to, if you want to buy a house, go to their next website. I mean, next website, Lord, their next workshop in your city. It's nationwide. So thank you for that question, Tracy, because I did not think about that. Can I elaborate on USDA loans? So, is there a specific question? As I was saying before, I stay in my lane. USDA loans, it's like the United States Department of Agriculture, and they fund loans in rural areas. So I need a specific question to see if I can answer it. And there's several types of loans. There's USDA, there's the VA, there's the FHA. Those three are all government insured loans. They're not actually the government giving loans, but they're government insured. And then there's conventional. But NACA, yeah, you get the prime interest rate. If you can get it, get it. Yes, Todd, is very much worth it. Like I said, it's a 100% loan. Now, here's the thing. I believe you have to have a minimum, the credit score threshold is higher to get a USDA loan. It is 100%. So that means you're going to have a higher interest rate as well as, well, that's typical. Let me be careful to say what you're going to have versus what you may have. I'm not a lender. What I have seen though is the interest rate is usually a little bit higher than in even in FHA and the credit threshold. So it might be 640 credit score. You're welcome, Tracy. It might be 640 credit score. And I would have done the research if I know my lender was not going to come on. Yes, you want country living? Listen, my last house, I had 2 acres out in the country and I loved it. I'm about that life. You know, we old now. We got grandbabies. Let's get it. Let's get a rocking chair. Yes, the USDA is a very good program for that. And I will post, if you all are on my Facebook, if you follow me on Facebook, I will post a link to the USDA site later, and I'll get you the specific site because I don't have it right now. And I'll make sure that you can get someone who can give you specific information. It is a very, very, very good program. Especially if you can build. But you cannot have a mobile home unless it's attached to a foundation. That is one, and that's any, I believe that's all loans. None of them will give you a mortgage on stuff like that. And you're welcome. So I am going to, oh man, it's 9:20. I did better than I thought I was going to do just talking by myself. I can build it. You daggone right, man. I will come home to do that for you, partner. I sure will. I sure will. I am going to wrap it up. If there are no more questions, I want to ask you all, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe, hit that bell so you get a notification anytime we are going on, anytime I drop a new video. So this is the live at 8:45. This is a segment that I do on Wednesdays, and it is not the official podcast. The podcast will be pre-recorded episodes, and those will start to drop in the next couple of weeks. I am so excited about that. I got a great lineup of guests. And wait, did you say you coming here? Did I just hear my bestest say he coming down here? Uh, y'all, can anybody else see that comment? We're gonna hold you to that. We're gonna hold you to that. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. I am like really passionate about real estate. I am just not one to just ramble and just like I had to thank you so much, Matthew. I had to kind of over the years tone down my words and just when you get me talking, I get word vomit, but then it's not a real clear message. So I can answer questions all day long, but just talk. I'm still the wallflower. I like to just chill, make stuff happen more than just be out and be seen and talking. But I am really excited. I love what I'm doing. This blowing bubbles thing has taken on a life of its own. And also, let me clarify what that is about. So, Blowing Bubbles podcast, I got the name from it's one really my favorite coping mechanism. I literally will blow bubbles. It's my mission to blow bubbles and spread love and bubbles all over the world. Like you cannot be mad and blow bubbles at the same time. It's impossible. I dare you to try it. You can't do it. You can't. You just can't. You're gonna either waste the solution or you're gonna be giggling and you're gonna be happy and you're gonna forget whatever was bothering you. It is such a release. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I blow bubbles. Um, so yeah, that's where it came from. But I was on a meeting last year. We had the um, school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, and then the grocery store shooting in Buffalo. And one of my colleagues said, she asked, "What do you do when you're stressed and you just can't do anything? You're just overwhelmed." And I was like, "I blow bubbles." And everybody in that Zoom room went crazy. And I think the next month, my company had branded bubbles. And I was like, yeah, I probably want to go ahead and snatch my concept up before they take off with it. And so I just named it Blowing Bubbles because I was doing something else. I had it named something else. Thank you, Matthew. So that's where the name came from, Blowing Bubbles Podcast. And my mission is to support mothers who are overwhelmed and give fathers a platform to be heard. There's too many broken families, and that is my mission. That is my passion. Um, we do the co-parent conversation where I try to bridge the gap and let people just talk and see that it's more about the children. It's not ever supposed to be about us. It's about the kids. We've got to stop being in our heads and in our feelings and work it out for the sake of the kids. Like you gotta be mature. At one point, you thought they were all that. So, I really, really have a passion for that. Um, so we're gonna survive motherhood through sisterhood while finding a balance and building a legacy. So I'm all about that legacy piece. And I'm all about building the legacy. I don't just want to leave it. I want to see my legacy. I want to walk in my legacy. I want to take my grandchildren on international vacations. I want to be able to write checks for college tuition. I don't think that a person should have to die before their family inherits something. And true wealth is built in a lifetime, like real sustainable wealth. And I'm all about that. I'm all about personal growth and helping people and I'm an idea machine. I love helping people and I've got all these ideas and all these talents and it's not for me. It's not for me to do everything, but it's for me to help and share what I know and what I've learned so that somebody else can be blessed and that's who I am and that's how I am and I'm going to continue to do that. So always stay popping. I'm about to get on out of here and start writing. I didn't write my chapter for the day. I got to write this book, y'all. I want it done this summer. So peace out. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. I got a couple episodes on my YouTube. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms. Blowing Bubbles Podcast. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I haven't done the Twitter thing, but Karonna Hosey page is everywhere. My name or Blowing Bubbles Podcast is me, and I do have a website. Please go on the website and drop that email in there, man. It's great things coming. I got a lot going. I can't even share everything that I have going on, but I'm doing some amazing things. I'm walking in a fashion show. Oh, let me not forget my TLA family. I'm walking in a fashion show June 12th, June 11th. It's that Sunday, 11th, 12th, something like that. It's that weekend. So I will be in that fashion show. I have some tickets. They're $25. You can get them online. The Ageless Beauties and Bows Fashion Show, 11th annual fashion show. This will be my second time walking. Y'all, it's hilarious. You got to see it. I'm still a tomboy. I'm awkward, but I have fun. I'm not intimidated by my awkwardness. I am who I am. I don't do retakes on pictures. Man, it looked like it looked. I look like I look. I don't care about your angles. I'm just here to have fun. So when I walk in that fashion show and y'all catch me in some crazy angle, I'm going to giggle. I'm not going to be mad if you post it. We're going to have fun. So Ageless Beauties and Bows on Eventbrite, or you can hit me up. I got tickets, $25, June 12th. It's that Sunday. It's either the 11th or the 12th, whatever that weekend is. I can't keep up that far ahead. But I'm doing that. I got a thing going in South Carolina and North Carolina in May. I'm doing something this weekend. Like, I got a lot going. Can't wait to be able to share. Y'all, life is great. I'm going to go. Stay popping. Thank you all for joining. Love you most.